A continuación quiero presentarles uno de los métodos más eficientes, más eficaces, más poderosos que muchos de estos pseudopastores, de estos pseudoprofetas, de estos pseudoapóstoles que dicen ser hombres de Dios, están utilizando hoy en día para engañar al pueblo de Dios. Quiero presentarles un breve mensaje en este video de lo que es la metafísica y cómo funciona. Y también después de eso quiero también presentarles este video que funciona también a base de lo que ellos llaman el secreto del poder de la atracción. Una vez más, el secreto del poder de la atracción. Y que es lo que están usando algunos pastores, algunos que dicen que son profetas, dicen que son hombres de Dios para engañar al pueblo del Señor. Los dejo a continuación con esta pequeña muestra.
Pero te vuelvo y te repito, no es esa ciencia académica, especulativa solamente mentalmente, sino como una ciencia práctica en la vida diaria para ser felices. Pero te vuelvo y te repito, no es esa ciencia académica, especulativa solamente mentalmente, sino como una ciencia práctica en la vida diaria para ser felices. Y un punto, te vuelvo y te repito, no es esa ciencia académica, especulativa solamente mentalmente, sino como una ciencia práctica en la vida diaria para ser felices.
Y un punto religioso.
Desde el punto de vista de lo que la gente concibe la religión como una organización, nosotros no lo somos. Pero si nos vamos al el origen de la palabra religión, que es religare, que significa religar, unir con, nosotros sí somos religiosos porque tratamos de unir al ser humano con su ser interno, con el Dios interno que todos nosotros tenemos, de reunir también al ser humano con el ser humano. Entonces sí, cumplimos una función completamente religiosa. Nosotros sí somos religiosos porque tratamos de unir al ser humano con su ser interno, con el Dios interno que todos nosotros tenemos, de reunir también al ser humano con el ser humano. Entonces sí, cumplimos una función completamente religiosa. Nosotros sí somos religiosos porque tratamos de unir al ser humano con su ser interno, con el Dios interno que todos nosotros tenemos, de reunir también al ser humano con el ser humano. Entonces sí, cumplimos una función completamente religiosa. Primero la práctica. Marteno dice que primero uno tiene que cantar los sonidos y después saber cómo se escriben. Y así hacemos en la metafísica. Primero le decimos a la gente cómo utilizar la metafísica práctica en su vida y después le decimos la teoría en base a que nosotros afirmamos ciertas prácticas para que tenga un conocimiento, un basamento teórico y no sea una cuestión llevada solamente por la fe ciega, que nosotros no la aplaudimos. Nosotros trabajamos con el conocimiento establecido.
Se me escapa si es adecuada la palabra movimiento.
Sí.
Y entonces digamos que este movimiento parte que mediados del siglo XX, ¿no?
El primer metafísico que planteó esta ciencia, como yo te lo estoy explicando aquí, como se imparte en todos los cursos, fue Emmett Fox. Emmett Fox es un angloamericano, anglo-estadounidense, para decirlo correctamente. Este señor pues nació en Inglaterra, pero luego se hizo estadounidense y dio esta ciencia maravillosa. Connie Méndez, una venezolana, la aprendió, tradujo los libros de él y ella misma pues desarrolló este conocimiento más adaptado a la mentalidad hispanoparlante.
¿Cuál fue?
En los cuáqueros, que eran personas que interpretaban la Biblia y le buscaban una funcionalidad a la Biblia, no solamente repetir las palabras que estaban allí escritas, sino, por ejemplo, decía, Jesús dice que hay que curar en nombre del Cristo. Bueno, curemos a ver si es verdad. Entonces se ponían y curaban. Jesús dice que uno puede ser como los lirios de los campos, que ni trabajan ni esto ni lo otro y tienen dinero. Entonces los cuáqueros decían, bueno, tratemos de ver si podemos precipitar ese dinero. Y le sucedía.
Bueno, todo se orienta entonces a la persona, al ser humano, a su realización, a su perfección. Ese es el objetivo.
Toda la metafísica va con el desarrollo interno del ser humano, porque nosotros hemos avanzado muchísimo en ciencia, hemos avanzado muchísimo en una cantidad de cosas, pero todas son externas. ¿Y qué de tu mundo interior? La religión, todas las religiones en cada país y en cada momento, esa era la función que tenían, pero creo que se han hecho un poco irresponsables las religiones y no le están dando en este momento la respuesta al ser humano que necesita en este momento de tanto adelanto tecnológico. La metafísica es un movimiento, si se quiere desde el punto de vista del significado de la palabra religioso, un movimiento religioso que le trata de darle al ser humano actual una respuesta en el momento, sin tener que recurrir a elementos de la yoga antigua ni del misticismo antiguo, sino es una mística contemporánea para el hombre que tiene que salir corriendo a la oficina, que va en el metro, que tiene un celular, que tiene un ordenador. Ese ser humano necesita una espiritualidad.
I don't care if you're in India, if you're in Australia, New Zealand, Stockholm or London, or Toronto or Montreal or New York. We're all working with one power, one law. It's attraction. The secret is the law of attraction. Everything that's coming into your life, you are attracting into your life. And it's attracted to you by virtue of the images you're holding in your mind. It's what you're thinking. You see, whatever is going on in your mind, you are attracting to you. Now, wise people have always known that. You can go right back to the ancient Babylonians. They've always known this. It's a small, select group of people. Why do you think that 1% of the population earns around 96% of all the money that's being earned? Do you think that's an accident? It's no accident. It's designed that way. They understand something. They understand the secret. And you are being introduced to the secret.
The simplest way for me to look at the law of attraction is if I think of myself as a magnet, and I know that a magnet will attract to it.
Very basically put, the law of attraction says that like attracts like. But we're really talking at a level of thought.
Our job as humans is to hold on to the thoughts of what we want, make it absolute clear in our minds what we want, and from that we start to invoke one of the greatest laws in the universe, and that's the law of attraction. You become what you think about most, but you also attract what you think about most.
If you see it in here, you're going to hold it here.
And that principle can be summed up in 3 simple words. Thoughts become things.
Life can be absolutely phenomenal, and it should be, and it will be, when you start using the secret.
Let's use this metaphor. If you think about Aladdin and his lamp, you've probably heard of that one. I mean, Aladdin picks up the lamp and he dusts it off, and out pops the genie. The genie always says one thing.
Your wish is my command.
If you trace the story back to its origins, you know, we now think that there's 3 wishes, but if you trace the story back to its origins, there's absolutely no limit whatsoever to the wishes. Think about that one. Now, let's take this metaphor and blow it out and apply it to you in your life. Remember, Aladdin is the one who always asks for what he wants. Then you've got the universe at large, which is this grand genie, and traditions, you know, have called it so many different things. Your holy guardian angel, your higher self. I mean, we could put any label on it, and you choose the one that works best for you. But every tradition has told us there's something bigger than us. And the genie always says one thing.
Your wish is my command.
So we like to say to you that the creative process is a 3-step process. Step 1 is you must ask for what you want. You do not need to use words to ask. In fact, the universe is not even hearing words from you. The universe is responding completely to your thoughts.
What do you really want? Sit down and write it out on a piece of paper. Write it in the present tense. You might begin by writing, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then explain how you want your life to be in every area.
And this is really fun. This is like having the universe as your catalog, and you flip through it and you go, well, I'd like to have this experience, and I'd like to have that product, and I'd like to have a person like that, it is you just placing your order with the universe. It's really that easy.
The second step is answer, an answer to what you're asking. And that is not your work in your physical form. The universe will do that step for you. All of the universal forces are responding to the thoughts that you have set into motion.
Your wish is my command.
And the universe will start to rearrange itself to make it happen for you.
Most of us have never allowed ourselves to want what we truly want because we can't see how it's going to manifest.
If you do just a little research, it is going to become evident to you that anyone that ever accomplished anything did not know how they were going to do it. They only knew they were going to do it.
You don't need to know how it's going to come about. You don't need to know how the universe will rearrange itself.
You don't know how, it'll be shown to you. You will attract the way.
So then our friends say, something must be going terribly wrong because I know I am asking, so where's my stuff? And we say, you are asking. You are completing step one. You can't help but do that. The universe is answering every time, no exception. But there is another step that you must understand, and it is called step 3, which is the receiving step, which means you must bring yourself into alignment with what you're asking for. When you're in alignment with what you want, you feel wonderful. That's what enthusiasm is. That's what joy is. That's what appreciation is. That's what that feeling of passion is. But when you are feeling despair or fear or anger, those are strong indicators that you are not right now in alignment with what you're asking for. And so when you begin to realize that the way you feel is everything, and you begin to direct your thoughts based upon how they feel, little by little, you can find the feeling place of it, and now you are one with it, and now it must manifest into your experience.
And when you turn that fantasy into a fact, you're in the position to build bigger and better fantasies. And that, my friend, is the creative process.
So the law of attraction, the study and practice of the law of attraction is just figuring out what will help you generate the feelings of having it now. Go test drive that car. Go shop for that home. Get in the house. Do whatever you have to do to generate the feelings of having it now and remember them. Whatever you can do to do that will help you to literally attract it. It could be you wake up and it's just there, it's manifest. Or you might get some inspired idea of some action to take.
People are amazed how that I line up car parks, and I've done this right from when I first understood the secret. I would visualize a car space exactly where I want it, and 95% of the time it would be there for me, and I'd just pull straight in. 5% of the time I'd have to wait just a minute or two, and the person would pull out and I'd pull in. So I do that all the time.
You put yourself in the feeling place of really being in that car, not, oh, I wish I could get that car, or someday I'll have that car, because that's a very definite feeling associated with that. It's not in the now, it's not, it's in the future. If you stay in that feeling, it will always be in the future.
Feel the joy, feel the happiness, no matter how silly it seems in that dark and quiet room, and you're going, woohoo, do it. A lot of people will say, come on, do I have to do that? How bad do you want change?
Now that feeling and that inner seeing will begin to be an open doorway through which the power of the universe will begin to express. What power is, I cannot say. All I know is that it exists.
Our job is not to figure out the how. And I had actually made a $100,000 bill that I put on the ceiling. So the first thing I'd see when I woke up, I'd look up and there it was. It would remind me that this was my intention. And then I would...
It is very different from the desire that you have launched. What it just comes down, and we say, you are asking. You are completing step 1. You can't help but do that. The universe is answering every time, no exception. But there is another step that you must understand, And it is called step 3, which is the receiving step, which means